it's Valerie here. So this live's probably got some fire in it. After I read the article that I've posted here as well about now the science that is coming out about the impact that burnout does actually have, the lasting impact that burnout has on our brain. Right, I've been banging on about about this for a while. And I'm so glad that the science is coming out because maybe this will get our attention, right? So it's interesting that when I read it, I was actually quite close to tears. That's interesting. That's how much I believe in this. And then I went through the cycle and now I'm just really, really angry. I'm just really, really enraged. Well, maybe I'm not quite enraged, but I'm fairly activated and angry about the truth that is coming out. Well, the truth in as much as science can show us that there are lasting effects on our brain, right? And so here's the thing. What is it going to take? What is it actually really going to take? And frankly, history probably will show us that things have to get to a really bad state, a really disastrous state, before we actually sit up and take notion. And the thing is, the solution ain't that complicated. The solution is really not that hard. The solution is for voices to keep speaking up to say that this company, and look, I want to say that it boils down to the inability for industries and workplaces to sit up and take attention and exercise some innovation internally for the sake of promoting workplace well-being. Have you been to workplace well-being talks? I'm probably going to go out on a limb here and say I don't particularly want to be accredited in a bunch of programs because essentially it places back the message that burnout or mental health well-being falls back on the employee. Right? What is the responsibility of the employer? So I like data. I keep my eye on trends. I love looking at graphs and all kinds of things. And I've been watching what the searches are for burnout. And I can tell you that the top searches are industry specific. Nurses, doctors, teachers, pretty much looking to see what they can do. Who are these people? These are the nurturers, the healers, the givers, and the builders, and the pillars of the foundations of the society that we are growing. Do we not owe it to them? And do we not owe it to ourselves and our colleagues to sit up and take notice and say, this has to stop? Our bodies are falling apart. Our brains are changing. What is the future? What is the future? And I look at my children and I think, what is the future? Training as a psychologist do no harm. Today I actually spent some time onboarding. It's week 3 of onboarding 2 new team members into our practice. And I talked about the philosophy of therapy and how that flows through our practice. And I talked about how every client deserves to feel like they belong in our practice, that they have our full attention from the minute they step through the door. They deserve to have a space where they have full confidence that the people that they're coming to see have got the resources that they need to walk with them and journey with them through the struggle and the pain. I truly believe that. And what I just don't understand is how we can live incongruously to that belief if we ourselves don't take the steps to say, be the change and be the picture that we are going to pass on. Because how are we going to leave behind? How are we actually going to be able to continue to build this foundations of health and well-being, and when we ourselves aren't making it? Our brains are fundamentally going to change in 10 years' time, in 15 years' time. Why can't we take the simple step of saying, no more. The shame is loud. The game is hard, but the consequences are far more dire. For a long time, I felt like I was just standing out there going, danger, 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 danger. And everybody's looking at me as if, what's your problem? This is normal. This is just how it's supposed to be. But now I can tell you that the science is coming to the fore to tell us that it is pretty much dangerous. It is pretty much something we need to stand up and take attention for. We've got to do something about this, people. You know, what we say as therapists when we're working with our clients, it's a journey and things like that. But I always say to my team, and I'm pretty sure I would have said it to just about every psychologist that's come under my supervision, we represent an alternative experience, right? We represent an encounter of hope that things can be different. Every time someone interacts with us, every time they talk with us, every time they sit with us, we represent an alternative experience. We've got to know that alternative experience ourselves. You may not be a therapist. You may be a change agent. And you may be trying to work hard and hustle hard to make a difference. Maybe for your family, maybe for your business, maybe for your church, maybe for your community. Maybe that's why you're hustling. But your hustling is husking. It's like a husk. If you don't give yourself that alternative experience, that you can do it a different way, without you losing your body, without losing your brain, without losing your health, without losing you. Please don't wait. I can tell you that the group that is doing Resource Me 2020 consists of new people and a group of people who did it with me last year. There's about 30 people in the group as it stands right now, ready to launch tomorrow. And I can tell you that the little steps that they took last year and the big steps they're going to take this time round have already made changes for them. The science is probably now suggesting it's even made organic changes in them. 30 people, as it stands now, wouldn't it be great if I could get to 50? People who are making a stand, putting a stop to the flow, impacting, infecting change, not staying in a state of, frankly, self-destruction. You could be in that group too. You could be part of a group of people that begin the change in them, that starts to see regrowth in their health and connections in the way they understand, and really start to impact your environment. It is possible. It is really possible. One step at a time, one strategy at a time, one alternate experience at a time. And it's already different from where you started. Resource Me 2020. It's live because this time round for 12 weeks, I'm basically going to be in that space, actively working with people, chunking down the material and structuring it in such a way that you actually get a chance to build the steps to get out of it. All right? I'll see you tomorrow.